Okay, so tell us about this Mobileye situation, because this is something specifically within Israel, right? This isn't having to do with the automated cars and the incidents in the States that have been in the news.
There's no connection. But in general, a lot of manufacturers want to test their cars here in the country. For example, Mercedes-Benz and General Motors in the really near future. And Mobileye has started testing its autonomous vehicles here just a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And I think on the first day, there was an accident. They say that, first of all, the car ran a red light. And they say that it's because of the broadcasting system that was placed on the car itself on the roof. However, if you look at similar incidents in the United States, for example, Uber cars ran several times. They ran a red light, and it happened because of the mapping software.
Right. So it really is a Mobileye bug.
Yeah, it is a bug. And what they did now here in Israel, they did fix the bug. But however, it did stop its testing in Israel because there's an internal investigation.
Exactly. So
yeah, because the government is really not happy. They're saying, look, you know, the person who is in the autonomous vehicle has to be alert. He has to avoid distractions just like a normal driver
would.
If
you're a driver, you're responsible. I mean, it's like...
You're responsible.
I mean, if you're a driver, then you're supposed to just be, like, looking out the window, looking in the back. I mean, how could you... I will never be able to lose that kind of control of just... not paying attention.
Yeah,
you know?
you always have to be attention, especially now because these are not fully autonomous vehicles. They're level 2. They have the level 2 autonomy. And the Israeli Ministry of Transportation says, look, your drivers, it said this to Mobileye drivers, you may be held responsible and liable if there's an accident in the future, so you have to be careful. Okay, now let's talk about Uganda. Like, of all places... taxing WhatsApp and Facebook users? Wow, I shared this with my colleagues and they said it's incredible. So there's a new bill. It's called the Excise Duty Bill. It's going to go into effect July 1st. And they're going to impose a 5-cent tax on Facebook, WhatsApp, Viber, and Twitter.
Per use?
Per day.
Per day.
Per day. And another 1% tax on transactions that happen through these social platforms. And this is really a problem because, you know, a lot of people are saying, look, first of all, it's going to do something really bad for freedom of expression. People are not going to express themselves. The other thing is that a lot of people in the population, they use the social network in order to buy things and they don't have a bank account. So it's actually going to affect the weaker part of the population. So it really is... overall going to be kind of more damaging. Yeah, and by the way, there are a lot of reasons given for this. So, for example, the president says that the social media encourages gossip, so he doesn't want that. Well, he's right about that. But, I mean, a lot of gossip. Why doesn't America and Israel ban it, right? I mean, I wish I would get less WhatsApp messages every day. Another thing is that they want to fill government coffers because they have a large debt, so this may be one way to do it. And the other thing is to maintain the security and to extend the electricity infrastructure so that more people would have access. I mean, there really is a reason behind it, not just telling their citizens not to gossip. The only criticism as far as the implementation is they're saying, how are you going to do this? How can you, have control over who is using it and who is not? So we'll see what happens. Remains to be seen. Okay, now this one is another surprising one. I'm telling all the Aussies who work at I-24. What? You can't buy from Amazon in the U.S. anymore? What's up with that? Well, the government, first of all, until now, there would be an exemption from import duties for items that cost 1,000 Australian dollars or less. But now they're saying no more. We want the major international multinational corporations to pay their fair share of taxes. And what Amazon is saying is, look, we don't want to do this. The Postal Service should do this because, it requires a lot of resources from us, and we just don't want to do this. And I think there might be a different reason for this. For example, if you look at the number of Australians buying online, it's significantly less than in the U.S. and the U.K. And maybe it's not that of a profitable market for them. So what they're saying is that from July 1st, if you want to buy Amazon products, you'll have to do it through our international website and not through our Australian shops. And this has negative consequences because, first of all, the variety is going to be a lot smaller and products are going to be a lot more expensive. But there are a lot of companies who are offering redirecting services, so you can. So there's always loopholes.